You've taken weeks, months, and possibly even years to write and complete your book. And now you're feeling the natural urge to quickly put it up for sale before it's too late. Don't.
So you spent weeks, months, years perfecting your book, polishing it. Maybe you're in the final stages of editing. Maybe you're looking at formatting, book design, uploading it, getting it ready for selling online. And throughout most of this process, you've perhaps been a little bit fearful of judgment. You've been a bit nervous about releasing it, whether you should even do it. And, you've not rushed any of the process at all. You've taken your time with it. But then suddenly there's a pinpoint moment in this journey that, at least for me and some other writers, where you get to this point and your brain just switches. It goes from being fearful and cautious to, we gotta get this book out right now. Get it on the shelves, get it up for sale, get it done with. And the sense of urgency of getting it done and out goes from 0 to 100 before you even know it. There's no days of doubt. They're going to be saved for after you do it, and then you think, oh God, why didn't I wait? Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? But in the meantime, your brain just wants to get it done. And it's completely irrational. Why the sudden change? Yes, I know getting close to completing a step or a goal like this in releasing your book is exciting and you want to do it. But rushing the last process jeopardizes the entire situation. It happened with me in Displaced. I wanted to publish Displaced in 2019. I so desperately wanted that to be the year where I got the book out and pushed it and sold it and moved on to the next one. But it didn't happen because thankfully I listened to myself and said that's a really stupid idea. It still needs to be proofread. It still needs to be edited and polished just a little bit further. I had no marketing material for it. I'm pushing it out in 2019 with nothing to follow or nothing to advertise the book beforehand. Would have been an absolute complete waste of a journey. All of that build-up would have just flopped and, well, that would have been for nothing. I mean, not entirely for nothing, but I wouldn't have had the same success that I had with my book in 2020 if I'd released it the previous year. So I guess when you do feel that rush, try and rationalize it. Write down what you think you've still got left to do, what you think you could miss out if you wanted to rush it, and then ask others and say, all right, is my book ready to go? Do I need to do this extra step? What do you think? And with my book Displaced, for example, I let it sit for a few months. I mean, yeah, I was, working on some marketing bits and pieces and I was getting it proofread, but those months of not reading it, when I then read it, it felt not like a new book. All right, that's a little bit too far, but it felt fresh. Like, I picked up the book and I think that was one of the first times where I picked up and read it and enjoyed my writing. Like, I enjoyed the book, where before, all those points before where I'm editing in that, I mean, I liked the book, but it's like, yeah, I'm not not too happy with it. But there came a point where after letting it sit for a while and then reading it, where I was actually happy with the result. And at that point I knew, right, the book is done. The formatting needs working on, which was the current step that I was on. The marketing's getting there. But the important thing is, I didn't rush it. I took my sweet, sweet time with it all. And that's just the thing. I waited and I didn't miss out on anything. Because the honest truth, when you release a book, especially as a new author, there isn't any crowd waiting for you at the end. There's no massive hype train of when you release your book onto Amazon or wherever, that there's going to be crowds of people just suddenly buying the book and you're going to rocket to success and everything's going to be amazing. I mean, it could happen, but generally speaking, with the sheer amount of books that come onto the market, it doesn't happen. The hype that surrounds your book is the hype that you bring and create. And if I went and released Displaced without any marketing, without properly polishing it, without getting the formatting right, things could have messed up. Sure, I would have got it out earlier, but there wouldn't have been anywhere near as much interest. So yours can wait another few months, another year, until you feel like it's ready to go. Perfect your marketing, perfect your formatting, make sure your book has as little errors as possible, make a plan to bring interest into your book, from giveaways to meeting like-minded people, and ultimately just ensure you're happy with it. Because when I wanted to get it out because I had a set date, I wanted to get the date, but I knew deep down the book wasn't ready. I really wanted it to be ready. Really did, but it wasn't. So you just have to face that truth and go, all right, okay, it's not ready. That date was entirely self-imposed anyway. And if I'm in control of that date, just move it back. What, you bloody genius here? Flipping out. How could you say I can move my dates back? My goodness. So imagine that. I suddenly discovered I could move the dates that I'd set. When for so long I'd been telling myself, it's got to be this date. Otherwise, all hell's going to break loose. It's not going to happen. I'm just never going to release it. It's all going to be the end of the world. Well, of course that's not going to happen. I'll just set another date. A realistic date. Further down the line for me to aim at and get to. And I sat down and done work to it and spent the next year doing the marketing, getting a proofreader, getting it formatted properly myself, and then eventually it was done. So, thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Cheers for watching.